Welcome back, guys. Jack Cuddy here, and also known as the Jack of Some Trades. You'll see that I'm on freecash.com, and I got myself 100,000 coins. I finished Rise of Kingdoms. I did not go through the 20k coin offer thing, but I did reach Town Hall 17, and literally, it showed up. So I'm in a good mood because I it took like 15 days out of the 25 days, but many hours. But as I got close to the end, I did start wondering if I was going to get paid out. And that's a scary thought, man. I know we talked about different ways to make $100. Like I spent so many hours recording it, and then I literally just played this game without I'm realizing it now, but when it just hits, I was like, man, okay. I wasn't expecting it to be instant, but it happened. So I figured just to do like a update video. I don't know. It's not. I know it just happened, but it's really cool. And the gambler in me is not. I don't think it's too bad. I want to see if I can keep going now because I was not expecting that. So let's see. All right, 200 again. All right, never mind. No magic, but I'm still. Sorry, I'm feeling pretty good. I wasn't expecting that to be instant, and then I guess I'm on a leaderboard. Not a leaderboard. The leaderboard, right? All right. Number 27. That's like four. I get four bonus dollars for what I've made. It almost incentivizes me to keep doing something right now to keep going, but uh, we played enough games. Now I'm just surprised. So, well, because of this, I mean, if we look at our blind challenge run doc, right? I am still a little bit behind in updating like today's numbers. I just go through and I document whatever, like how long I'm usually on things, and then I add it to the gameplay. So it's a pretty rough. I don't want to say it's a rough estimate, but I want to keep it still pure, but pure enough. But you'll see with like all these different investment, all these I don't see investments like things that we've done or we're trying or we're learning. Uh, I did not keep the $100 in free cash, like even as pending or something that exists. Like this is pending the 4,800, which is if you look at my screen and other videos, like it was through aspiration, and I really like the cut of their jib from what I've been working with them with like and integrating with not integrating, but like actually connecting payments and whatnot. So I can only speak to that, but sorry, but that $100 like is big because that's not realized money, but it is because the free cash does an instant cash out. Like I will probably do it right now because they pay before, so cash out PayPal, and I can go through any one of these, but I just want my PayPal, man. $5 fee. Is that $5 out of my so it's only 95 that I get? I mean, I know they have a 5% fee regardless, so I can't go around it. I know I can try to go and try to maximize it by go Bitcoin, Ethereum. I could because I do have well, because I do have a Varo account or an investor account. Wow, isn't that's kind of a weird cycle. Now that I think about it, I got the $100 and then with the money we sign up for bank accounts. But now that we're getting money from these other offers, like $100 like this, we're glad that we set this up because now I can go by PayPal and lose $5, or go through an alternate version. So if I have my own crypto withdrawals are instant for approval. So even if we did 100,000, right? Is there a fee? The fee is less than $1 to get $100. So that's a big difference actually in real time. Like I'm losing $4 by going to PayPal, but that's also assuming I'm taking money in US dollars versus Bitcoin. So then, in theory, if I'm still just going down the rabbit hole, like money, I want to say the money we're trying to cash out is good now because we want to use it. And if I believe the money down the road, I'm probably convincing myself right now, but the money down the road is going to be more valuable. I would go down here. But that's just kind of fundamentally just thinking about how we're intaking money to start, which could be something we think about actually as we head into this, because a lot of this we've been focusing on just making dollars, going to PayPal, using dollars, and not so much cryptos. So, it's a different way. It's a different way to how cash is exchanged. Lower fees, assuming. I'm like having an existential crisis or something like that right now, but over a $4 difference. $5 fee PayPal versus $1 fee in Bitcoin. And then convenience versus not convenience. Convenience. I hate thinking in real time like this. Sorry if you're hearing outside noises. It's just outside. It's nature. But in theory, right now, not in theory, but we have $148 effectively. We can cash this out. This can literally be in PayPal $95. So this was $95, right? And we back down to 100,000 of those dollars or coins. We have $95 and essentially $273 we can work with. I have an investor account which I can't really move any money, or I'll still take away my swag bucks bonus, but it's glad to have that there. But I want to replenish my aspiration account. So that is not a crypto. And is my focus and energy on this crypto wallets? Because I would have one with crypto.com. And probably borrow an investor, and that's where I'll learn that down the road. I'm going to keep that in mind in the future, but I'm going to take my $95 right now, and like I said, ponder the future, because if anything, I probably will want to keep track of a different probably a different wallet then, because if we're valuing cryptos themselves, it would make more sense to have a crypto wallet. Worth noting. Look at us learning in real time. All right, so we're going to withdraw. And since I already have my PayPal email and everything set up, we're good to go. So it'll be $95 once we get it. We're back down to 1582 with another $48, and then we're still waiting for the eToro cash out. Like, I sent them all my information. That should be $53. That will hopefully be credited at one point. Maybe I'm just so used to not seeing the update because they haven't done anything yet, but I'm hoping. And then I'm still hoping for the $60 through World Winner, which the Inbox Dollars has not said anything of. So you can kind of see why I was a little bit skeptical, or how I felt skeptical in other videos. I probably should not feel or be that way. But it's also a learning process too, because how else am I supposed to trust these sites and see? But I'm glad that we're getting our $95. I mean, we cashed out 100, but we lost 5% fee. 50 cents or 5%. That was correct. It was 50 cents the first time I did it. But that should be updated correctly. We have so many pending dollars here, but now look. or actual dollars. We have, I mean, this is technically frozen, unfortunately, these ones. But we got $100. Like it's our second $100 we made in a relatively fast amount of time. So we're at 55961. Let's just update that in our log. You know, we're not there yet, but this is kind of how I do things. I just update the previous version. I set this up to where I can hit equals. This is always going to be the whatever number I look at the time I update it. So I don't do this frequently, but it would be great if I got my true bill going. So yeah, it's nice when you have a different focus outside of a game. Like, well, outside of getting that City Hall 17, which I still like that game, but man, it's not freeing. 55961. And these numbers aren't updated, so just that'll be updated in a later video. Let's see. ROK completion. Mark hours, and then yeah, because and essentially anything after this point, I don't have to consider. I know it says mark hours, but yeah, if I were to play Rise of Kingdoms beyond this, it's not so much for the $1 million blind challenge run. It's just for enjoyment. So yeah, if you're wondering which games I still have on my phone that I intend to keep and play. Not that my opinion matters, but it's Rise of Kingdoms that I'm probably going to keep playing. Board Kings, Dice Streams. Dice Streams is mainly going to be used for like if I'm about to head out of an airport and I want to play a game, you know, kind of like that. And then one that I generally play on an airport is Retro Bowl, but I haven't been able to travel as much. So, yeah, thanks COVID. But essentially, where I'm at, we don't have to mark any more hours with this game, so I can finally add all that up after this video. Maybe I'll just show you kind of where I'm at post editing or whatever, but we got mark hours, and then we can even just start, because technically keep going here. Why is this one? No, that was not correct. But let's just say, I'm not going to update that, but the fact that we made $200, like that's actually credited either in our account or credited that's pending from trusted sources that we've used, it's a good feeling. I think we definitely needed that because despite us playing, even though these are just days on a spreadsheet, you know, I still play these hours. I like playing these games. It's just sometimes, you know, not everything is seen, unfortunately, when it comes to this. And I don't know why I'm such a big stickler on like trying to show you guys how long things take, but because I think it's just me wanting to provide like better context for someone else who's willing to try going down a similar path and to learn like what has worked and what hasn't. So my PayPal Cash was going profile withdrawals page to claim it. So I'm going to be doing that off camera right over here, because I never know what these do. So withdrawals, claim cash out. Redeem. And here you'll see like it'll say like redeem here, you know. And then I'll put in my email address. And since we have our PayPal, and you know, for that PayPal rewards thing we tried doing, I know I mentioned in a previous video, we never actually got paid for that. They never gave us like a $10 thing. And we had multiple opportunities to actually spend quote unquote $10. But it never prompted. So, you know, that's a bummer. So I did remove that from the tracking of sources. Like it used to be pending. And here, look, boom, $95. We got it. and the world winner paid out. They paid out in when I cashed out my $15, I had $15.46, and they returned 10, and then they gave me 46 cents after, which is actually what I needed because I needed to pay off that fee to get my money on aspiration, or else I'd be overcharged. Which actually kind of feels like it's a weird problem all in itself. But at the same time, it was also kind of a self-inflicted wound. So that's on me. Well, now we're at this point, though. I'm starting to think too, because as we're going to continue, I want to close that. I just wanted to show you guys, like, hey, actually, it's $95 that shows up. It's not some stupid weird thing that pops up. Like, I don't know. Like it's not those ads you see where it's like you see clearly fake like text. Like, it's just, I don't know. I want to try to be almost as real time as I can, but whatever. I'm just probably overthinking now. But changing the subject back to kind of where I want us to go moving forward is to use this $95 in PayPal. I mean, we're going to get an aspiration. I'm going to do that later, but I probably will want to start using like the Plant the Tree program, because I did spend a lot of time and energy to do offers. Like, I'm really just playing games, at the end of the day, but it's still energy and work that I am quote unquote doing, because you're technically making money. It's like a job, but you're getting paid to play video games. So depending on what you feel, whatever. But I do feel that, at least with aspiration, since whenever I spend something with them, they will be planting a tree. And I feel a lot better knowing that at least I get to plant a tree. And if I have at least $95, if I manage my money right, which we're starting to have to learn how to do it, because having all this and making everything up until making spreadsheets and everything else up until this point, it makes sense. But I mean, I think there are tools out there that can make it easier for us. So I might look into that. And part of that process requires me to learn more about banking, I guess. I don't know. I'm just being long-winded. So we actually made that other $100 that we talked about in the other video. And essentially, even 30 days from now, I mean, all this, we'll have more money, essentially be able to be in our bank accounts. Like, we can effectively invest like $500. That's more or less what I'm getting at. Like, in 30 days, like, this actual 559 is going to be all spendable. And we've seen videos, or at least other videos that I mentioned, where we're doing our research, and we've seen that you can turn investments from 100 to $1 million. And I've just already believed that if we can turn $0 into 1 and 100 into 1 to 100, like, that can keep going. So what better way for us to get there than to see how other people have gotten to that point, on top of using our noggin. So 273, and I don't know if you guys have seen the latest board. But since we have a couple $100 now, like, we can start taking more business venture risks versus, I want to say, the guaranteed money. Like, this is like the money that we have to, I mean, it took time and energy to us to even do any of this, and we still could like donate blood or whatever to make $100. But the point is, once we actually get that $100, like, what do we want to do? And I think that was my biggest goal for me, is I said I know we have our first 1,000, but we really made $100, and that's when I start realizing, but like, that just started making more sense for me to be like, okay, well, how would I turn this into something more? Because we spent so much energy and time getting up to this point. So why can't I spend my next 135 hours of quote unquote free time It could be spread out over more, but if I have another 135 or whatever, how many hours I have dedicated to get to this point into something else that could be much greater, where will that take me? That's kind of where that's where my mindset keeps going. So I think kind of this makes sense now. That could be off, but at least I have a few things to do. I saw this to a Doctor of Credit. They're a really good site. Like, they talk about how to use Chime and everything else. I don't know. It's good. It's smart. So learning to utilize my resources and try to apply it. And that's the name of the game, I think. Just kind of keep going. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. I was just really excited to see this, the 100,000, and I was able to claim it. I'm so happy. Anyways, guys, I got to figure out what I'm doing next with this, because I need to, right? That's the goal. We got 2 years, but now we got, I mean, in theory, if you wanted to reset our expectations, if we wanted to go down that route, 44 days ago we had $0. Now we have a couple hundred, actually legit a couple $100 that we can probably use as an investment, or we can use to spend towards investing or building something. It took us a lot of time. Like 35 hours for us to get our first $100 or whatever. And that's only if we had to wait 30 days, right, for us to see it. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Yeah, like I said, I was excited. Free cash. I don't know, just felt jubilation. So, I don't know. I think we're headed in a positive direction. So, I don't want to say we were down in the dumps, but it feels good to make that progress, and it feels good to actually try to visualize it. Like, I don't know. This is not updated anymore, but I don't know. It feels good, man, to see that $100 come in, or $95. Yeah, definitely needed that. Regardless if we just seen it on a chart or whatever, it just felt it feels nice to have that reward, I think there's something there, folks. I think there's something there, but until I can figure that out, I just want to keep my energy focused on getting this. I don't know. I want to say getting this million. It's just, we spent. I gotta update this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do this in real time. So I'll show you how to do it in a different video, because I only have like one camera, so I can only record one thing at a time. So, or currently, I should say. So if I go to battery, so I'm on my iPhone, right? And I type in battery, and it takes me to the battery health section too. But battery, it shows last 24 hours and last 10 days. So what I've been doing is every 4 or 5 days, I just go look at my spreadsheet, and you see here, and then I look at, and I wish you can see it, but I look at the date of which I played. So like say the 28th, 5.42, like I really just did that. And then I wrote here, this is actually 6.42. I didn't add that additional hour of me writing. But see, this is kind of what I do when I document my stuff. Borrow 10 minutes, and then okay, so I think 42. That was the first, which was a Tuesday. Yeah, so I see on Tuesday, my iPhone screen on the battery, it says I played for 1 hour and 8 minutes. So 8 minutes, right? It's 13. 10 minutes. That's 20, right? So it's 28. Oh, that's off. No, it's 18. So I actually overcalculated here, but I'd rather be overestimating than under. So Varo sign up. So I played, it says 5.27. So I'm going to round up for 5.5. I know it says 3.5 here, but that was as the time when I wrote it. So yeah, I just go through, double check when I wrote my notes, because these are just notes. These aren't meant to be big until I complete the day. And then 25 minutes plus half an hour video. So I'm going to add an hour because it's essentially 0.55. But like I said, I'd rather just keep rounding up. So it's actually 6.5. So yeah, even when I was recording it, it was only based off, because I recorded this day too, and it was based off, I think, this time. So now today, as of now, since I completed it, this is the official time. So, or sorry, it's gonna be 50 minutes. So yeah, 2.83. I mean, I talked about this stuff after, so it's going to be continuing, but at least for now, if we're talking about the time in which we're actually actively making our funds, that counts. I shouldn't be talking more about the video, but anyway. Essentially, since we started playing, sign up right here, through here. Equals the sum. $94 hours. Now, some of this I can take time away, but let's just say 80% of the time of that. 0.8. And we're just going to do equals 0.8. Yeah, 0.8. Let's just say that. Around that amount. And I'll get a final number in a different video. But essentially, 75 to 80 hours to make $100. It's not a good daily. It's not a good hourly. But if you're having fun and you playing it, is it really work, or is it work, or are you getting paid to do what you're meant to do, which is game? I don't know. I feel like I'm having this conversation with myself to justify what I'm doing, but I feel like it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. What matters is that we are trying to get our goal of $1 million in 2 years. Why? Because I think we can do it. And why not, right? We just got to figure out multiple ways how. And you saw earlier, spending 2 weeks and 100 hours playing Rising Kingdoms. Well, we got our first 100. Doing it that way. Or 95, but it could be $99 if we cashed out crypto. The point is, we did it. I don't know. I'm just excited. So, yeah. Because we're going to have over $600. Like, this is... I don't know. Oh, yeah, sorry. So, essentially, 145 hours, right? Well, I'd say about half the hours are geared towards Rise of Kingdoms. So, I don't know. I just figure if even 70 hours of time or 35 hours to make $100, or even 75 hours to make $100 or whatever, it's terrible. So it doesn't matter how you get to your $100. We can do these incredibly ineffective methods that require not too much extra energy, unless if you're trying to document it. But I just do want to keep saying and thinking, like, if we just turn our money or make actions with our money that help gears towards making more money at some capacity, it might be worth doing. So I'm probably just going to do like maybe some more investments, like actually maybe do like crypto, like I don't want. I don't know. I'm just yeah, cryptos. Like maybe meme coins. I know it sounds silly, but like how far does like 100? Like how far will a dollar go, or like 10 stocks for $10 or something like that? Yeah. Far will $10 go in 10 random? You know, in 10. I don't want to say like meme stocks or whatever, but whatever stocks, 10 cryptos. And it could be like high spec, I don't know what, but I just figure, look, if now we're starting to have additional money, we got to figure out best ways, because not all what we're going to do is going to pan out. So we want to make as many positive and stronger decisions, and then either keep building on that and just keep doing that and see what happens. So, I mean, that's what got us to this point. And it feels, I don't know, I just, it's just nice seeing the $100 hit. Anyways, you guys take it easy. I'm going to play some TFT.